G'day battlers, and today we're doing some more Sorcerous Cup battles, but today we're throwing a little twist on it. We're using Dunsparce in every single battle. So I powered up Dunsparce in my most recent live stream on YouTube, so you can check that out if you want. It's over 2 hours, so you don't have to, but yeah, basically we're battling Jiggly right now, who we did these battles in his live stream, so I'll also link to his Twitch channel in the description below. I'll talk about my own Twitch at the end of the video. That's something to look forward to. But we had a fantastic lead with Dunsparce up against Hypno, so Jiggly ended up switching out into Alolan Muck. We were able to switch out into Toxicroak, able to tank whatever move Alolan Muck is going to throw, so basically we're in a really good spot right now. Going to throw this Mud Bomb, thinking that Jiggly just going to let it go down, and he does, which is definitely the right move. Probably going to bring the Hypno back in, because then we'll just be able to finish off Toxicroak, but he goes for the Medicham, so I guess he doesn't want to leave Hypno out there for Dunsparce to kind of eat up, because obviously Dunsparce, being a normal type, is going to resist the Shadow Ball from the Hypno anyway, so Hypno can't really land a nuke on Dunsparce, plus it's just so tanky that there isn't too much that you can do. So we actually also brought another little bit of spice into this game, and that is Wobbuffet. So we're able to switch in Wobbuffet up against this Medicham. I actually also have a video on Wobbuffet in the Sorcerous Cup. Click up there to watch that first or after. It'll be at the end of the video too. But we're just going to go for straight returns up against Medicham, because return packs a real nice punch up against that Medicham. It's nothing like it was, when was it nerfed? Like 6 months ago? It's been ages since return was nerfed, but I still remember when it was a total kicker of a move. But with Wobbuffet only having the 2 moves, we're going for it. So yeah, we actually go for a Mirror Coat this time, just to chip down the Medicham a little bit more. Actually getting the shield, so that's definitely fantastic actually. So I think that's might have been what I was going for. Going for the Mirror Coat after return. He saw how much damage the return did, so he's kind of like, okay, I need to protect. Didn't really know how fast the energy was charging. But we bring in the Dunsparce now because we have to able to bite down Medicham really quickly, but we have to burn a shield on that power up punch because that Medicham was so powered up. You saw how much damage it did just with the counters that were adding up. So we were kind of going for the drill run at this point, so we're kind of like, we're going to get confusion down before we can get a drill run. Shield up Fire Punch. Weren't really sure how much damage we needed to do, how much damage the Rock Slide or the Drill Run would do. We panicked a bit and we went for this Rock Slide before we got Fire Punch down, and it did KO, so that is definitely GG's. I did not think that we had that one in the bag, but it did. It came out alright. We should have gone to the Rock Slide earlier to see how much damage it would actually do. See, we probably could have taken it out earlier, but now we're going to this next battle with another little bit of spice. This is kind of the end of the non-Dunsparce spice, so all the battles after this are a little less spicy, a little more Dunsparcey, if you get what if you catch my drift. But we had a terrible lead with Alakazam with counter up against the Azumarill, and we didn't really have an answer for it again, so we kind of switched out into Frostlass. Just going to go straight Avalanche at this point by the seams of it. I guess trying to burn some shields off that Azumarill, but not sure if it's worth it, because a lot of people don't actually want to shield the Shadow Balls on their Azumarill anyway, because they can tank it. But I was kind of thinking that Jiggly would want to switch out, but I guess I should have read the room and realized that he was, he kind of wanted to scoot out of Azumarill and get into something else. So he burned both shields on the 2 Hydro Pumps, get this Avalanche off, and it will probably burn one of his 2 remaining shields. So the fact that he's still got a shield in the bank and is probably going to be able to take us out was something we were worried about. So we decided to switch into Alakazam before he'd get a charge move off, or if it was just farming, get this Fire Punch off, burn that last shield off the Azumarill, because we figured he would be a little bit worried about keeping his Azumarill's energy. Wasn't sure what charge move was going to be coming from the Alakazam. Maybe wasn't watching the energy. Just wanted to be cautious to make sure. So we were able to burn that shield, which was definitely lucky for us. We bring in the Frostlass, and we're just going to go straight for this Avalanche because we were a little bit worried about Play Rough coming through. Definitely did not want to get taken out with Frostlass, especially when Frostlass is such a great Pokemon. We were hoping to be able to get an Avalanche onto this Hypno too, but unfortunately going to be 1 Powder Snow short there. So in comes the Dunsparce, so at least we're going to be doing super effective damage. Jiggly probably going to throw this charge move and then switch out into whatever he's got in the back, assuming that it isn't also weak to the Dunsparce. Yeah, switching out into the Noctowl. So this isn't great. We do have Rock Slide, who's going to be super effective. Now we're about to find out how much Rock Slide does to Noctowl with that flying typing. Not as much as you'd like. Dunsparce is very much a defensive Pokemon. It does not have a massive attack stat, so even when it's hitting super effective damage, that's kind of what it's doing. And yeah, even though we can take that Sky Attack, Jiggly is going to take us down with another Quick Attack. So yeah, GG's there. And one last battle up against Jiggly. We've got Alolan Muck up against Azumarill. So this is definitely an okay matchup for us. We don't have Poison Jab, we have Snarl, so basically we need to land a Gunk Shot. And we do have Gunk Shot instead of, well, we changed it from Acid Spray. The last time you saw this Muck, it probably had Acid Spray. We skipped straight over the Sludge Wave and we went straight for the Gunk Shot. So we charged past the Gunk Shot, throw this Dark Pulse hoping to burn a shield, and we do get a shield from that Azumarill, so that is absolutely fantastic. Now we're just going to go straight for this Gunk Shot, hope that it just lands, goes through. They might not want to burn both of their shields straight away, especially in the matchup that isn't that great. Land the trash can onto that Azumarill. How good is the animation of a Gunk Shot? And at this point we're a little bit worried. We kind of were like, okay, I don't know if we're going to be able to get out of this, so we shield up the Play Rough just to keep Alolan Muck around. So we are giving Jigglypuff the shield advantage, but we'll see if we're going to kind of play with this switch advantage. And in comes a Noctowl. So we're just going to go for another Gunk Shot. I hope to land another trash can onto another Pokemon. And boom! There's another trash can land. That is 2 for 2 Gunk Shots I've ever thrown in this game. The entirety of Pokemon Go. These are the only 2, and they have both successfully landed. That is fantastic to see. And I'll just hope to keep that 100% success rate going forward. I'm sure we won't, but we'll try. So we've got, we're just going to go. Well, we were going to go for the Thunder Punch, and I think I actually tapped it as he was getting this Nightshade off, but luckily it didn't go through, and Nightshade is the wrong move to go for in that situation. Sky Attack is pretty much what you're going to want to go for always. So now we're actually going to try and land the Focus Blast. Hope that he's not expecting the Focus Blast, and boom, we land the Focus Blast. That's basically game 1 at that point. We can almost Confusion down. Munchlax is going to take us out here, but that just means that we're going to be able to finish this battle off with the one, the only, Dunsparce coming in to secure the win. So GG's Jigglypuff, and again I'll link to his Twitch channel in the description below, so you can go give him a follow. And again I'll talk more about my Twitch stuff that's gonna maybe be happening at the end of the video. So now up against Francisco Isco 89, and we have Dunsparce in a pretty bad matchup here up against Bibarel. So we were kind of thinking, okay, well it's not the worst matchup, so we'll switch into Hypno because we had Thunder Punch, but Water Gun is actually doing tons of damage to this Hypno. It's kind of more than I was expecting. Like, we're really being chunked down here. Like, hit by Surf, we're already down to like less than a third of HP, so we're kind of panicking, going, this isn't really how I planned for this to go. So we throw a Thunder Punch, gets shielded up, so I guess we hope to get another Thunder Punch. We're kind of thinking, well, we don't have a good answer for Bibarel, so we're like, alright, we'll shield up the Surf and go for a Thunder Punch, and he switches it out into a Azumarill. So we're like, okay, well, we can still throw a Thunder Punch, but that means that we're up against a double water team, and we do not have a great answer for the waters. So we have Dunsparce, who is not going to do much to either of these guys, going to do even less to Azumarill because of the Fairy typing, and then we have Alolan Muck. So Alolan Muck is basically kind of our only hope here. It's kind of the only thing that can do anything. We let that first charge move coming through, hoping it was a bait, but it was actually a Hydro Pump. So yeah, we were in a very bad spot here. Going for the Gunk Shot if lag lets us, so we farmed up a lot more energy than we were trying to, but at least we did get the charge move off before they did. Landed the Gunk Shot, so that actually makes 3 for 3 Gunk Shots landed in my Pogo career. Yeah, let's see if we can keep this going, but switch into Dunsparce now. That is our last Pokemon. We're kind of worried. I think we don't shield up. Oh no, we do last second shield up there. So we're hoping to bite down the Bibarel, but he actually switches into Frostlass. So we're kind of going, okay, well, Bite is obviously going to be super effective up against the Frostlass. He still has a shield, so we basically need to be able to tank this, which is an Avalanche, which we can't tank very well, and then take down Frostlass before he gets charged move off. Which we actually are able to do, which I wasn't expecting at all, but then we would have needed to be able to get to 2 Rock Slides up against the Bibarel to burn the shield and then finish it off, and unfortunately we were a couple of seconds worth of bites off being able to do that. So GG's there. Now Frostlass up against the Azumarill is another matchup that isn't the best for us. For Frostlass, this time we're not going to make the mistakes we did up against Jigglypuff. We're going to go straight for the Shadow Ball, hoping we can land it. And maybe it is a mistake the way things are turning out, because it does get shielded. Not a great situation. We switch into Dunsparce to tank the energy here, kind of thinking, well, we don't want to switch into Toxicroak because Azumarill has the energy advantage. We don't really want to stay in Frostlass because this is in a good spot. So we might kind of sacrifice Dunsparce here in this matchup, which may be sacrilege, but Dunsparce is playing his part. So I think, yeah, actually switches out after throwing all of that energy into Skuntank, and unfortunately Dunsparce charges up so slowly with the bite that we aren't going to be able to get to any charge move. Bring in the Toxicroak now, so I think we can tank any charge move that Skuntank has. We actually shield, so I guess we wanted to keep Toxicroak around for the possibility of bringing him up against Azumarill. I think that's definitely what was going through my head, because we didn't want to bring Frostlass back in against Azumarill, not the best Pokemon. But if he has a Hypno or something, then we are definitely in a very rough spot, and we wasted that shield. Brings in the Azumarill, so actually it kind of worked out the way that I was hoping. Go straight for the Sludge Bomb, and knowing that we'll either take out the last shield, or we will do a massive chunk of damage. Do get the last shield, so we're just going to let this next charge move take us out, I imagine. That's definitely a mistake on my part, burning the shield, because that Azumarill is definitely going to be able to get to another charge move before we can get actually switching out into Frostlass. Okay, actually we're back in this, fellas. We throw this Shadow Ball, which is definitely going to take out the Frostlass, which is definitely nice that we had the energy sitting there from before. And then in comes the Azumarill. We're not going to be able to get to a Shadow Ball before a charge move comes through. We probably should have gone for the Avalanche just to bring down the Azumarill a little bit more, just so Toxicroak had a little bit more of a fighting chance. Come back in, throw the Sludge Bomb, and bada bing, bada boom. Is this going to take it out? Yes, it takes out the Azumarill, and that is GG's. That was actually super close. I was sitting here absolutely thinking that was a game lost, but we put it out in the end. So yeah, we're going into the last battle of the video, and again, hang around because I will be talking about the Twitch thing for this. So Dunsparce up against Azumarill, again, not a good matchup. Maybe we shouldn't have been using Dunsparce against this opponent, because clearly it wasn't working out that well for us. But we go straight for the Thunder Punch. Unfortunately, Azumarill's charge move comes through first, so just tank the player off. We're just going to keep our shields a little closer to our chest, farm up extra energy to like Shadow Ball range, past Focus Blast. It's actually pretty well past Shadow Ball. Go for the Thunder Punch now, maybe a little bit late, because it means that Azumarill is going to get its charge move off before we get our second Thunder Punch. So I actually think that was definitely a mistake on my part. Should have played that a lot tighter, but you live and you learn, hashtag losers learn. So go for another Thunder Punch, which probably getting the shield. So they've only got one shield now, so go for another Thunder Punch, which I think we did under tap there to make sure that we were going to get before a charge move came through, burning both shields. So we're kind of thinking, are we going to be able to Confusion down? I'm not sure if we're going to be able to. Maybe we should just let Hypno go down here. And yeah, Player F comes through, and now we're like, okay, well we could get energy on the Toxicroak, and then whatever comes in, it's actually Bronzong. So we could have gone for the Mud Bomb, but we're like, no, hold up, we got Dunsparce, so we switch into Dunsparce, going to be doing super effective damage with Bite to the Bronzong. We actually shield up the Psyshock. Probably a regrettable decision, because Toxicroak kind of needs shields more than Dunsparce does. I think what was going through my head was that I just wanted to make sure that Dunsparce took out the Bronzong before Bronzong got another chance to be up against Toxicroak. I imagine that's what was going through my head, but now we have Dunsparce up against Medicham, and Bite is definitely doing a chunk of damage, but because we're just going to be weak to that counter damage, it's just going to let Medicham farm up a lot of energy. And now if he's got Psychic, yeah, Psychic going to take out Toxicroak. So we were definitely fingers crossed there that he didn't have Psychic for some reason, but definitely GG. So thank you both for the battles, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, especially that subscribe one. And I'll just thank my patrons before we talk about the Twitch thing. Thank you to my patrons, Militone9458, brajSF, -10, NotRandyN3wman and Yahwertle, for supporting the channel. Because, I mean, I really do appreciate that. It's super cool of them to be able to be doing that. But yeah, so Twitch. I'm kind of thinking that I've done 2 YouTube live streams now, kind of still want to test the space, so I'm going to try out a Twitch live stream next. I'm thinking that I might actually do like a 1 hour live stream on YouTube, followed immediately by a 1 hour live stream on Twitch, or maybe like hour and a half something, just kind of like pick up the YouTube gang and then move across to Twitch for like the first ever official stream. So we'll try and make that big, make that bold. And yeah, so I think that's the game plan. I'll have the link to my Twitch in the description below in case you want to like follow it in advance. It's PvP Steve 7 because someone already had PvP Steve, and I wasn't going to make the Twitch name Steve 7 because that would be way too hard to search up. So yeah, the link will be in the description below if you want to follow that. And with that said, I will see you in the next video, and keep an eye on the YouTube community tab and my Twitter, which is also linked in the description, because that's where I'll be posting when that next stream is going to happen. So yeah, see you in the next Sorcerous Cup video, folks. Yeah.